The latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. The footage you are seeing is a visual proof of a revolution that has broken the chains of the 1884 Berlin Conference. What we are seeing is the birth of the AES Confederation, where the borders between Niger and Mali have effectively ceased to exist in the hearts of the people. This mobilization is the direct response to the massive coordinated attack of April 25th, 2026, an offensive that saw the enemies of Africa strike at the very soul of Bamako. They thought by targeting government centers and military bases like Kita, they could break the spirit of the Malian people. They were wrong. Instead of retreating, we saw an unprecedented military synergy. The people are uniting day in, day out. They rose to tell the world how we are not happy that we are led by these people. But when you look on the street, we are seeing thousands and thousands of people coming out, voicing out, telling these people that the time for them sitting in Paris in their air conditions deciding who leads us is over. The time that they decide puppets will come to take charge is over. They have never seen this kind of attack since 2012. When the FLA and the GNIM launched their largest offensive since 2012, they didn't just face the Malian army, they faced the combined might of the Sahel. The connection is clear. The survivor of Bamako is the survivor of Niamey.
The Nigerian populations also rose to reaffirm the unity, vigilance, and sovereignty of the AES Confederation. A march followed by meetings brought together active forces, authorities, and citizens in a common momentum behind the sovereignist dynamic of the Sahel States Alliance. Report by Hassan Musa and Issa Usmain from RTN.
The great popular march sets off from the church roundabout in an atmosphere filled with patriotic fervor, slogans, chants of encouragement, and messages of solidarity accompany the thousands of participants to the endpoint, the Place de la Concertation. So on site, the setting is impressive. One after another, the speakers take the floor, delivering a common message, that of unity, solidarity, and vigilance in the face of the challenges facing Niger and the countries of the AES Confederation.
At the origin of this large-scale mobilization, the city of Niamey, led by its delegated administrator.
The fight for sovereignty requires sacrifices, vigilance, and the constant mobilization of all citizens. That is why we must remain united in solidarity and committed. United behind our homeland, united behind our highest authorities, behind the National Council for the safeguard of the homeland, united behind our defense and security forces. United behind the ideals of dignity, justice, and true interdependence. Today, Niamey demonstrates and strongly reminds us that Niger will remain standing, free, and determined to defend its honor, its resources, its territory, and its legitimate right to decide its future.
Then follows the speech of the governor of the Niamey region. In a direct and committed address, the governor warns against attempts at division coming from outside.
Oh, those who choose to lie, to desecrate, and who try at all costs to destroy or break the assertion of our sovereignty, these internal and external enemies who join their voices to the howling of the gloomy owls and the bleating of the lost leaders, know that your words and attitudes are proof of a bestial hatred and a selfish statelessness that permits the most boastful lies daily.
As a symbol of ongoing support alongside the people, the members of the CNSP also speak at the podium in the national language to better raise awareness among the population about the current security, political, and geopolitical issues. Brigadier General Ibro Basharu conveys the warm greetings of the President of the Republic, Head of State, General of the Army, Abdraman Tiani. Throughout this mobilization, a single message resonates, that of the unity of the Sahel people, resistance, solidarity, and the defense of national sovereignty.
Mali rises, united behind its soldiers. A Humantide yesterday, May 9th, at Mamadou Konate Stadium. The Malians turned the silence of reflection into a rallying cry after the recent attacks in Bamako and Kati. A show of strength by the active forces through a meeting that unites the people behind the Framas. Report by Adama Traoré Aluseni Touré from the OATM.
The image of a united nation. From the early hours of the day, the roads leading to the stadium were flooded. Inside, a packed venue was electrified, heated to a fever pitch by hosts whose voices were almost drowned out by the crowd's chants. From the stands to the tents set up on the outskirts, every square meter was conquered by a human tide. As here, divisions fade away. We see mothers in national colors, determined young people, religious leaders carrying messages of peace, traditional chiefs, the Ozo hunters community, all guarantors of stability, all have come to converge on this pivotal point, making the Mamadou Konate Stadium a symbol of popular resistance.
On July 6, 2024, these two nations have integrated their intelligence and their power and their destiny. They have replaced foreign mercenaries with homegrown pacts of blood and honor, and they are ready to sacrifice everything. And I like the part that the African today is regaining his or her consciousness. Before giving us this narrative about these leaders, we would have reason to fight against them. We saw what we did in Libya. We have seen what happened in Libya. We read about Libya and what the Libyans are going through today. The same people who claim they love these people are nowhere to be found. So this has taught us a lesson, and we are seeing the unification of Mali, of Niger, because they see that if Mali is free, Burkina Faso is free, Bamako is free. So they will no longer sit down for just a group of people to move out from wherever they came from into the continent and tell us what they think is best for us. So we love them. We are sending a message to the world. The African has decided its destiny, its path, and we don't want people dictating to us what they think is right for us today. We love the leaders. We are seeing the good things that they are doing. We are seeing what we have never seen in Africa. We now know the leaders they praise to us. But with our leaders, we are saying they should back off. The African has taken his or her destiny into his own hands. Into his own hands. And that we want them to understand. Just like they are talking about sovereignty from the United States of America, is the same message we are sending to them, that we also want our own sovereignty from Europe and from France. And these people are coming together. At a moment you are in Niger, at a moment you are in Bamako. I combine this video to show you the unification of the African, and this is what we need to start seeing ourselves. And that is the only way we can save ourselves, because the moment we start seeing ourselves as one people, the power of these people on Africa breaks. And until we see that, until we do that, until we move alongside what is happening in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, and keep on with what is happening in Kenya, the African will continue to live inheritance like slavery forever for our children. Mali, Niger, and Burkina have seen their one people, doing away with the colonial narrative, fighting together, supporting their brothers, rising against any powers that are ready to destabilize them for fighting for their sovereignty. Democracy is not a must. We should have our rights just as they are fighting for their right to be independent, to decide their fate outside of the United States of America, it's the same thing the African is having that power to decide. And we are telling them it's no longer business as usual. This is 2026 and not the 19th century. This is 21st century. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall. And united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world in Africa, West Africa, and in Mali and in Niger.